Hello, hello. I hope everybody had a happy Thursday. I had a productive work day at the day job. Um, it was uneventful until the system that I run my programs on stopped working. Because that always makes you a productive person when you can't do your job because the tools they gave you are not working. This is my new shirt. I got it from the company I get my tea, most of my tea from, Harney and Sons. They had this because they had some special tea. They had Mad Hatter tea and Alice tea. The Mad Hatter tea was pretty good. It is a combination of a Earl Grey and a oolong. I normally do not like Earl Grey tea, but this was a combination of the Earl Grey with the oolong tea, and it was quite tasty. Tonight, I think I'll have the Alice tea. I cannot remember what it is, but this is my new shirt. I thought it was kind of cool that because I can get fabric markers and I can actually put in some highlights, some coloring in here. Hi, Sandra. So I thought that would be kind of cool. But I got this today. Thought of Terry when I saw that. So if he comes on, I'll show that to him. I set that up there. And if you were not on any of the things yesterday, you didn't see this. This is a keychain I made. I was looking for a key fob for the hat that I made to go with it. And I found some shapes and I found this one and I was thinking, that is perfect for Lisa because Lisa is the musical person and she has the guitars and she has the drum sets. Obviously, a drum set keychain would be weird, but this was like perfect. And I had the blue leather that was sitting like within hand's distance of me. So I was able to grab the light blue leather. I put a darker blue edging on it. I just did a basic burnishing of the edges. I didn't do the burnish and sand and burnish and sand and burnish and sand to make it a high. This was my first attempt at this one. I liked it. Lisa liked it. She saw it last night. She got all excited about it. And the hat is finished. That's the very top of it. There's the back around to the front. There's your brim. There. It's hard to see the shape of it in the camera. But because of the distance. But what I did was on this one is I put 2 pockets on the inside. And that's where her key fob is that I made. Just a little keychain. Use the same thread as I did for the hat. But this way she can carry a key. I mean, if she only carries a car key and a house key, she could easily put that in here and then put a little, her driver's license, credit card, and some money in here and carry that. That falls behind this here, which is the hat band where your head fits. So it's in the dead zone. She could actually put stuff behind the pockets because they do lift up because they're not attached. Let's see. They're not attached. So you can actually get in behind them. So she could actually put something a little bit taller behind it as well if she wanted. And it would stay in there because of this lip and it would sit along here. So I can't wait to get the pictures taken. I was supposed to tell my daughter today that I needed a photo shoot done and I forgot. So I need to notify her. Let me do that now. Lily or Oliver, when time permits, could you do a photo shoot of the hat I just finished so that I can box it up and get it shipped out? Question mark. Thank you very much. Because they do better pictures than I do. They don't like the pictures I do. So that works. Sandra, how is your day going? I just got a message. Kimberly Mills is on the road. She's back to truck driving. And I just talked to her a little bit ago, and she is on the road on the way to her first official work. This pattern is for a Garrison cap. It's originally supposed to be sewn on the sewing machine, but I don't want to. I want to make it by hand, partly because of who it's for. So I am going to put some holes in the pattern so I can line things up as soon as I can find where I put my hammer, because hammer time. Oh my gosh, where did I put it? Last night I got so frustrated dealing with the bull crap from the drama queen, and I'm looking for my hammer, and literally it is right here. I just pulled out my other one, but the one I was looking for was sitting right in front of me. Oh, nice. Let me see if I can. Do I need to hit it more than once? Nah. One time does it. I've got tape on my pattern that doesn't belong there. Go, get off on my, get off. I do not know where that tape came from, but he needs not be on there. And I'm using the smaller distance between stitches. You can see where I'm putting those holes. The other one I have, this is the one I'm using. This is the other one. And so you can see the difference between the distance and between the holes. And even though it only looks like a tiny bit difference, it actually matters in the overall look when I get done with it. If I did two pieces, two stitch lines that you could see, and did them in the two different sizes, you could visibly see the difference and go, oh yeah. And I actually might do that later. I might do that later so I can show it off. Hi, Miss D. Do you want me to call you Miss D, or do you want me to call you Donis? I had a very long night. By the time I got myself upstairs and got my brain to unwind, it was 5 o'clock in the morning before I went to sleep. But that I will address that drama one time. I'm going to play a Robbie here. I will be addressing that drama on my channel once and one time only. I'm going to contact my lawyer late this weekend, because she is also a personal friend of mine, and have her draw up a cease and desist, aka shut your damn mouth, and put out the warning, because I do have copies of a lot of videos that were deleted, or they were either deleted or set to private or whatever. They're not publicly available anymore. I have them, and I have no problem making them publicly available, along with some emails, some text messages, some voice messages from texts. Yes. I am the keeper of documentation. The documentation that proves the truth. So If somebody wants to say my name, refer to me as TJ, call me a liar, call me a thief, it's on. Call me a procrastinator and I won't argue with you. I have procrastinated because I was getting other things done. I will freely admit that I have procrastinated greatly. But I'm not a liar and I'm not a thief. As per the text message I had sent, when the grandchildren were helping move stuff, they packed it in a box. That box was supposed to have come down to the basement where I set up my crafting area, and it did not. When the kids finally found it after I said, where is this? And I showed Topher the picture of it. And he thought for a minute. He goes, oh, I know where that box is. It's right here. And I said, I don't care about everything in it right now. I just want the knife. And I told him where I wanted the knife. And he came down here and put it in my cabinet. I was actually sick with COVID at the time. Told them that and told them I would get to it as soon as possible. And I just have not made it a priority. But they do need to send me a message to verify their address. Since I am blocked on everything, I'm not going on their videos to try to get the address. Since they obviously watch my stuff, they will know they need to send me a message to verify their mailing address for shipments that come in. And then I need to find out if on a signature request, I can make it where 2 people have to sign for it. It seems weird to be punching holes in just the paper, but this is where I can make adjustments if necessary to make sure that everything's going to line up when I'm doing these holes. Because I can reprint this stuff if it does not line up. And wow, that board's crooked. Hi, Diana. But I have decided the name that a lot of people use of Swamp Donkey does not work for me, because Robbie's place is called Get Swamped, and I don't need that kind of crap associated with Robbie's place. Bayou Biddy, Bayou Biatch, Bayou Bitch, whatever you choose, works far better than Swamp Anything. And she can do whatever she wants with her video because her video has already been archived and is uploading to the place where we keep all the things. I got new subs yesterday. I got 3 new subs yesterday from Elizabeth's Handmade Jewelry from her channel. I went on there and she told people, you need to go check out Tori. 3 people came over and subbed to my channel just like that. I was shocked. I was pleasantly surprised. Hey, Elizabeth, I was just talking about you. I have not gone back and watched your video yet. I will, because I need to see if there was anything else I wanted to get from you so that I can send you some dollars. I have your information saved so that I can do that. Elizabeth was having a sale last night when I got multiple messages about the Bayou Biddy talking crap about me. So, I don't like drama. Bayou Biddy has my phone number, as does Bayou Biddy's boy. Both of them have my phone number. If they want to know what's up with me, either one of them know how to text. They've both texted me before. Oh, thank you, Diana. Oh, wait. Is it a thank you? Or is it an insanity? Do I want it? Is it a good message? Is it a good email? Is it a bad email? Where'd you send my email? I'm not seeing an email. Oh, that's because you sent it to the other one. I actually have a copy of that video. I was able to download the entire video. So, Red Road, wait, what? I do. I do have Gmail. It's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It should also be in the video description. Yes, it is in the video description. Sometimes I forget to put it there. Oh, that's you saw Red Road say that. So yeah. But yeah, we will just say that some of us were up until 5 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning on Lisa's live. And then another hour getting my ADHD brain to shut down. This piece is going to line up really good. Now I just have to make sure it lines up perfect with the other piece. So yeah. got to play fun with my ADHD brain last night and get it to go to sleep. It only took an hour, a little less than an hour. So yeah. My youngest grandchild, Oliver, is upstairs making etouffee. Oh, hush up, Lisa. I overslept, didn't get up until 9. I was supposed to get up around closer to 8. Literally, it was like, it's almost 9 o'clock. Are you working today? And I'm like, crap. So I jumped up and dragged myself out of bed, got some coffee, and made it through my day. Got 99.95% of my work done that is due tomorrow by end of business. What I did not get done, I did not get done because the system stopped working. And I could not run my program. Having your programming system go down when you are a programmer makes it just hard. Oh, Lisa, why did you bawl your eyes out? Is there anything I can do to help? Hi, Marcia. Seriously, I will pause this live and get on a call with you if necessary. I will bring you up on here if you need to talk. Oh. I'm guessing it goes into her condition she has. Hi, Terry. When I finish making these holes in this one piece, I'm going to show Terry my new t-shirt. Tea drinkers will understand it. This is the strangest thing I've ever done, is punch holes in paper with no leather connected to it. You better line up. Close enough. Oh, yeah. That brittle bone thing, just, it's terrible. It's a terrible disease. Terry, look at this shirt. It's always tea time. It's got Alice in Wonderland on it. Alice, the Mad Hatter, the bunny rabbit, and another little critter here. Oh, wow. I wish I would wake up before I needed to. So I'm going to get some fabric paints or fabric markers and put some color in this shirt. Harney and Sons. I think it's harney.com. Let me check real quick. It is. It's where I get my teas from. And they had it, and I don't know if they still do, but I can check. Let me see. apparel. Yeah, that's what I think I want to do. And I just want something just kind of to just something, just a little color, not anything major. I'm trying to see if they still have these shirts, but for some reason it's taking it a quick minute. Oh yeah, they do still have this. And then they have a few others shirts. Some say tea time, sip, sip, hooray, Harney and Sons, drop it like it's hot. Yeah, just a few different teas. Me, myself, and chai. Sip me, baby, one more time. So they have a few different shirts under the apparel link. I love the teas I get from them. And they put this t-shirt out because they had some special teas that they put out for Alice in Wonderland. So they have one blend of tea that they referred to as Alice, and they have another blend of tea that is the Mad Hatter. The Mad Hatter tea is a combination of an Earl Grey and an oolong tea. And I usually do not drink Earl Grey, but the Earl Grey with the oolong blend that they have is pretty daggum good. So, and I got it because the tins, actually, they're tins. I think they hold 20 or 30 tea bags in them. And they have a scene on them, out like Alice in Wonderland stuff. I also got the Mickey and Minnie, and I got, I think it's Snow White. I try to get the special tins when they have them because I can always use them down here to store stuff in. So you might see a Mad Hatter tea, but yep, I liked it. It came in today, so made me very happy. So now this one's going to be interesting because the first hole is actually going to be in the seam. And that's just because that's the way I did it. And I will manage it somehow. Oh, why are you not working? I usually hammer straight onto this, but I put the platform on it because I wasn't ready to make holes in it yet. And I just fixed it up. I just reset it last night for this project to have a nice clean work surface for the new project. But hopefully sometime through the weekend I will have a couple of hours that I can go through the video from the Bayou Biddy and pull some other stuff that I have. I need to get that. Oh, Lisa, I can send you the link for you to upload that audio file because Robbie has a link to the entire drive and I want to make sure that we have everything there. Oh, that's a little bit short. Oh, no, it isn't because the seam goes out a little bit further. I'm going to have to expand that seam just a tidbit because the hole goes out to the side of it, and that's where I'll make that seam. Because I did that on the wrong line. I needed this down here. So I'm going to have to redo those holes. So how do you cover up your mistake when you're doing what I'm doing? And this is why I'm doing it ahead of time, because had I already taped this on leather, this would have been a very expensive mistake. Something I couldn't cover up the way I'm going to cover this up. Oh, come here. For this, I can just do like this and cover up the holes and make them disappear. So when I go to actually cut it out, I won't see those holes, so I won't use them. So, but it should have been on this one down here. Oh yeah. Well, that's just like the email I showed last night from her. Says that she gifted me the knife. The knife she claims I stole. However, I admit she did not gift me knife. She gave me hides because, in her own words, the ancestors told her to. But the email she sent me says that she gifted me the knife. But I know that was just mistyping. Me being the honest person I am. Terry, don't you pick on Lisa. She's been sick. Next week, Terry's going to be saying, Tori, did you send my chains? And that worked out perfect. Whereas the line above it did not. That put it where it comes perfect on that seam. And it came out perfect on that seam. Yeah. You know. And I clearly showed the email last night. Showed the knife. I need to pull some cardboard out. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace off the knife and put together some cardboard that comes out to the thickness of the knife. So I can send it back. And tell them where to put the knife. Because really, if they think I wanted to steal their $25 knife, they're insane. because it is not a high dollar knife. It is a frost cutlery display piece. And it is not by anyone notable. So, yeah. And I wouldn't have it if she would have just kept it and sent me a tracing of it like I told her to. But for some reason, she claims I told her that it would be better if I had it. Don't know that I said that, but I can't find any documentation to where I had said such a thing. Perfect. I measured this out perfect because this stitch line and this stitch line, the holes matched up, and this stitch line, they all matched up perfect. This is why I prefer using patterns instead of making patterns, because when you make patterns, you have to make all this stuff work out. God, I wish I would hit the lottery. There would be some changes going on if I hit the lottery. Because I'd have to buy me a Florida house in the Bushnell area. That lines up. This one didn't line up on this side. There we go. Because I absolutely would buy a place. Nothing major. I'm not looking at a huge house. Big enough. It would be big enough for me and Jeff and the grandkids and my daughter, with the 5 of us to come down, where we could bring the dogs if we wanted to. And then and have a basement above ground, another floor that had like a whole house set up in it, or a guest house on the property, or I'd have to have one built, because I'd said it, if I do hit the lottery or come into a large sum of money where I buy a place in Florida, it's not going to be my full-time place. It's going to be my part-time place. And I would have to have someone staying there to take care of it while I wasn't there. And I, said I would like it to have at least 2 bedrooms in that other place, because I'd said both Flutter and Shadow had said, I'll take you up on that offer. And if I ever hit the lottery, I would love to be able to do that. Because I know Shadow wants to work with Robbie, and having a place to stay that's not costing anything would make it financially feasible for Shadow to be able to do that. And it would be a benefit for me because my property would be, they would have someone at the property, so it's less likely to get broke into. When you have property that's sitting and nobody's there, ow, that's when someone is more likely to break into it. As much as I enjoyed staying up at the Villages, I won't be buying a house there. Because they have HOAs there and I don't do HOAs. Oh, wow, Diana, you must have needed that sleep. Diana, what time is it for you right now? Because Lisa was on live until after 4. Is it only 4 o'clock for you? Oh, that's right. You're over there. I forgot where you're located. So it must be like 4:12 for you right now. $3:12. Okay. This is the piece I'm worried about. I mean, I can reprint it if I need to. Ooh. Are we having fun yet? Nope, we're going to wing it. I have a grandchild bringing me a taste because the youngest grandchild is making etouffee. Yummy, yummy. Crawfish and shrimp etouffee. Look at that. Isn't it delicious looking? I'm cooling it down, but I'm showing it off so everybody can look at it.
It's not that hot.
Oh, you made big celery pieces, huh?
Yeah.
With texture. That's not a bad thing. Got a little spice.
I only did 1 tablespoon of cayenne pepper. Because I'm sure.
That is delicious. Yep. That'll fill my belly, but I do want bread with butter on it.
Yep.
And if you have the cookbook that Robbie put out, do you understand that this is the etouffee recipe that's in there? I'm going to guess they don't have any results of the scan yet. I'm going to have to count these holes. Ink pen. Yeah. Is this right? Or is that going to be too long? I did it there too. Oh yeah, that's wrong. Because I enlarged it to go there. Never mind. So glad I'm doing it this way. I need to fix this one. I should probably set up an appointment and go to a doctor. But me being the horrible person that I am, I'm a big ninny when it comes to those kind of things. I think Lisa and I are related because we both love going to doctors about the same. Definite prayers going out for Dave. Positive light, positive light, positive light. So I've got to redo that line. I'm going to have to cut this in half. It's too long. It's too wide, I mean. Well, Diana, you're our people. And if you're our people, that makes Dave our people. You know, we send the positives out for our peoples. There are not many that hang out in our channels. Our channels being hanging out in our channels would be like mine, Two Leagues in a Pod, Lisa and Kendra, Robbie's, and the residuals that also hang out at Stacy's, the same peoples. But there's very few that we all know the names of that hang out in these places that I don't consider my people. There are one or two that are not my people. There are reasons for that. Some of it is because I watch people. I have seen some of the stuff they've done or said, and it goes against me and my ethics. And I have some pretty flexible ethics going on there. So when you pull shady shit, you're not my people. And some of the stuff, it is absolute. You cannot play both sides of the coin. This isn't, I like coffee and you like tea, but we can still be friends. This is like you're sleeping with the enemy. And that's not okay. Hi, Jennifer. Haven't seen you in a while. You've been having your own life going on there. Jennifer is one of my peoples. I've known Jennifer for quite a few years. We have shared time and space. I have slept at Jennifer's house. Jennifer is good people. I'm trying to make sure these things line up correctly. And that is not going there. That's why it's not lining up. It was not lining up because I was lining it up to the wrong place. Ha, ha, ha. I guess it showed you. So I am absolutely... Have fun at work, Diana. Try to stay cool. Jennifer, I went on and made a whole hat, girl. A whole hat. Look at this, with rainbow stitching. A whole hat with rainbow stitching, Jennifer. With hidden pockets for the person to keep their like ID and stuff in, and some cash. And I made him a key fob to go with it. Put it in here. You will wind up finding this on Facebook. A friend of mine will be wearing it. And I'm sure Doc will tag me in it. So now that I'm trying to convert this pattern from being a you must sew this on the sewing machine pattern to Tori's going to do what she wants to do, and she's going to sew it by hand. And I'm going to have to expand that a little more than I wanted to, but that's okay. That's okay. I can make it work. I am hoping he has non-Hodgkin's. I'm not going to be a problem, and easily to get rid of lymphoma. I am expanding this piece just a little bit, and I'm using tape to do it because I can. I'll just fold the tape over on itself. Come on, I want you to show me my lines. I'm going to have to repunch that hole. That's okay, I can do this. Because I want this hat to be extremely unique because it's for a very special person. Yep, it goes to that line. Make sure my holes number count. I can't even speak. Let me make sure my holes count up today. Tulies should be going on tonight. And that would be, let me see. That is going to be at 9:45. So we will be here. So yeah, 9:45, which means I need to set myself an alarm. I am sorry that you had a crappy Monday, Jennifer, and really hope it gets better each day. Let me see. It is 6:30. It's 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. Save. So that'll go off in 3 hours. And then I can wrap up my live at that point. And I will hopefully have that going. Everything going there. I'm going to use red for this because it'll just be easier. And yeah, I'm somewhat free-handing it. Act like I've done this kind of stuff before. Elizabeth, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I got 3 new subs because of you, and I appreciate that very much. Elizabeth was advertising me last night. I'm getting a couple of wooden bead things from her that I can take apart and use in my leatherwork, because I'm going to get a reputation for getting stuff, tearing it apart, and using the pieces and parts of it for my leatherwork. That's what I do. I do need to find out if I am putting piping just on if I'm putting it on the brim or not. I don't know if I'm putting piping up here and on the part that goes around it, or if I'm just putting piping on that part. Scrape that. come together right now over me. I need to get someone to write me a song. The LadyToriJones Leatherwork song. And then let someone try to copyright strike me. Actually, I could write the song. I would just need someone else to record it for me. Oh, I could probably get AI to write me a song, huh? Did this come out perfect? It did. Again. I started it over here and it ended over here and it ended perfect. This is the part that's going to get funny. It actually has one in that center too. I have to remember that. But I need to count these holes. And mark them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I mark it at every 10 because it's easier to add up that way. I don't have to remember where I am. So I have 10, 20, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 63. 10, 20, 30, 1. Yep, that's right. And that's 33 right there. So that's perfect. So this is at 32. Because these have to add up when I do the line, when I punch the holes on this line. On this line right here, I have to have 63. I have to end with 63 holes. And somewhere around dead center is where I should end up with number 32. I'm going to have to put a hole there. Yep. So if I line those two holes up now, that will help me find my center point. Too many things in hand. And actually what I probably will do now is go out from here in each direction to make my holes add up to those. since I know what I need. So that's 1, 2, 3, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29. I need 3 out. Perfect. Right where I needed it. So this is going to work out. This pattern works out well for converting it from a sewing machine pattern to a hand stitching pattern. That was 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 32. Yes. Let's see. Oh, Marcia, I will be saying, what you tell me what time I'll be sending extra energy your way, that they find exactly what they need to find to get you exactly the help you need. Jennifer, I'm going to keep you in my prayers that things get better. A lot of people have a lot going on in this room right now. Diana has her man getting scans for cancer for his lymphoma. Marcia is getting her husband evaluated because she is the caretaker of her husband who has dementia. And so hopefully they will find that it is to the level that where she needs a lot of help. And the reality is, if they give her a couple of hours, a few hours a week relief, where she can, I don't know, take a long hot shower and not have to worry, or go to the grocery and not have to worry. You know, if she can get any kind of relief from help for relief, that would be a blessing. Jennifer has some stuff going on that I hope will alleviate soon. 5, 9, 17, 21, 25, 29. If I keep 2 there and that there, that makes it 32. Adds up. Adds up. Everybody send everybody else prayers. Lisa has been sick, so we send prayers to her for healing. Prayers, prayers everywhere. There's prayers. So I did 5, 9, 13, 17, 21, 25, 29, 30, 31, 32. Yes! My number of holes added up. So all my pieces and parts will fit together correctly. I didn't check it this way, but I'm pretty sure these holes are lined up from side to side. Awesome. You know what, Jennifer? I think you need to be the Phoenix. I think it would look good on you. And with what you've been going through, I think it's suiting. Because you're rising from those ashes to a whole new you. Making the changes you need to make in your life to be the beautiful woman that you are. Yes, out of the ashes. Jennifer has overcome a lot in life. Like many of us, Jennifer did not have the most supportive bio family. Jennifer has made her own family from people that can see her for the person she is, appreciate her for being that person, and love her for being that person. The same way we kind of all do. I know, but do the Phoenix. The Phoenix can wear rainbow. The Phoenix can rise many times. You can do Phoenix after every surgery to show that you're still there, rising from the ashes again. So yes, this is gonna work. All you need is love. Wah, 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 wah. Yes, all you need is love. And I am blessed to be in multiple communities that absolutely show that love. I have all the communities where I met Jennifer, and I have my leather care community. A lot of the times we're referred to as boot blacks. I have a leather crafting community, and then I have this crazy online community that started out over at Get Swamped and has grown from there. I'm blessed to have a few communities of good people. Places where we can build the family we deserve. So yeah, now all I need is a beautiful green hide. Is that green? Is that the green I was using? I think it is. Looks dark today. I need new hips, people. My hips have been particularly bitchy lately. I am not watching the presidential debates. We got two old geezers. Sorry for anyone of the age. Two old geezers battling it out to run our country while they're wearing their Depends. I think we should age out politicians the same way they do retirement on people, where companies force people to retire because of their age. They should be forced to retire as well. I'm going to be on Lisa's live. Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't think you should be over 70 years old running for office in our political climate. Yeah, no, it's for all of them. The House, the Senate, presidency, the Supreme Court, all of them should have term limits and age limits. Every one of them. Age limit and term limits. Because you have people like Mitch McConnell, Turtleface, standing up there zoning out. I'm not gonna. I'm not listening to either one of them. Listening to the talking about that debate, because it's just gonna be a mess. One's gonna be doing what he's gonna do, and the other one's gonna be talking about hugely and bigly. And I don't want to listen to either one of them. I am very, very highly opinionated in it all. And it has, my initial opinion has absolutely nothing to do with politics. I do not like Don the Con Trump. He conned some of my friends out of a lot of money, having them work on his casinos in Vegas, and they never got paid because he filed bankruptcy and did not pay the contractors. I have not liked him since a long time before he ever stepped his thought into politics. Never watched him on whatever TV show thing he was doing. I never liked the man. I hate politics. And I am going to eat while I'm on here. Look at this. Look at the shrimp. And Biden has his own issues. But I didn't know I didn't know of Biden 30 years ago. 20 years ago. And stuff like that. So yeah. But I personally know people that got screwed out of money in Vegas working for Trump. And so I haven't liked him for a long time. Has nothing to do with his politics. Etouffee. Crawfish and shrimp etouffee. And these crawfish are decent size. Look at that crawfish. That is a sizable crawfish there. My youngest grandchild has started using my recipe. Look at that shrimp. And it is my recipe because I've always made this from scratch, out of just off the top of my head. This is what we do. And then somebody wanted my recipe. And Lisa, stop it. I know you don't like shrimp and stuff, but it's still good. Want some? Somebody wanted the recipe, and we were putting together the cookbook. So I went through the extremely tedious process of figuring out my measurements. So if I put it in my hand and I put a amount in my hand and that's how I measured it, I put it in my hand and then I poured it into measuring spoons and figured out measurements and wrote them down. And then the next time I made it, I followed my recipe and didn't go off of it just to see if it would work. Bin ba bop. Bin ba bop. Well, I have whatever. But this is etouffee. And this etouffee started with the Holy Trinity: bell pepper, onion, and celery. Can you eat this? As a diabetic, you can. You just control how much rice you put in it. And you can make it with any kind of meat. You don't have to use shrimp and crawfish. He only has 2 bags left. Holy cow, that man must have been really eating that stuff. And I made him a big pot. Lordy, lordy. My grandchild forgot to bring me something, though. Yeah, I know. I am hoping, really am, that I will be able to come down. I need to find out when Nick is coming. Is he coming in end of July, early August? Because if so, then maybe I can. I don't know. Having a place that I don't have to pay for to sleep helps make it more feasible. So yeah, Terry, it's bell pepper, onion, and celery, shrimp, tomato sauce, tomato paste, chopped tomatoes or diced tomatoes, whatever. It's the canned diced tomatoes, garlic, cayenne pepper, another seasoning we get. It's called Tony Chachere's. I don't know if you can get it. Yeah, you can make it just with shrimp, like just shrimp and shrimp. That's okay. It's tomato based. It's tomato sauce, tomato paste, and did you get Robbie's cookbook, Terry? Because the recipe is in there. You did not. Okay, I can hook you up. And what I'll do is I'll go to the store and buy some Tony Chachere's seasoning. It's spicy. I think you can probably get cayenne pepper there. I'll email you the recipe and you can look and see what you can buy. And the measurements are not in imperial measurements. They are in cups and teaspoons and tablespoons. Oh, yeah. And you adjust. If you don't like spicy, you don't put any of the spicy stuff in when you first make it. And then you add it a little bit at a time to get it to where you want. But if you cannot get the Tony Chachere's, I can actually buy it because it'll be sealed up, and send it over as a sample. He could make this. This is easier than banana bread. Because the temperature, see, with the banana bread, the temperature of the oven and how long you cook it in at that temperature affects how it comes out. With this, as long as you cook the stuff, it's all right. It's not as sensitive to whether or not you used high heat or low heat. Oh, God. So I think Terry can handle this. And if he can handle this, he could also handle making the jambalaya. He can also make a jambalaya, which a lot of the sauce is very similar to this. Oh, there's a little bit of flour in this as well, and butter. And you don't have to serve it over rice if you don't want to. And I use vegetable stock with it. So yeah, anyone can make it if they're willing to put the effort. Ollie, who had really not cooked much before, I stood in the kitchen while Ollie was making it the first time and was there, do this, do this, do this. And the second time I stayed in another room and Ollie came to me when he had questions. And then after that, Ollie's like, I got this, and makes it. But jambalaya is good also. You can make it with either a sausage or you can make it with shrimp or chicken, with any kind of meat. These kind of foods were actually foods to use up leftovers. And so they would, same thing with gumbo. Gumbo was the big one that was the really big one for using up leftovers. And then if you can, which I'm pretty sure you're not going to get over there, some people like using andouille sausage, which is a very Louisiana. One day I'll probably make myself a video making this. And people will see that what we don't do is use instant gravy mix. We make a roux from flour and butter. We cook the roux. If you follow my instructions, you can do it. We cook the roux. We cook the flour in butter and stir it to brown the flour. By the time you add all the tomato sauce in it, you don't really see it. This is kind of a mix between Cajun and Creole. Usually one of them uses the roux. You do the roux and it's a browner sauce over it, browner gravy or sauce, whatever you want to call it. And the other one is very tomato based. I grew up making the roux and putting the tomato sauce in it, so it's like a combination of the two worlds. Yes. And if it's higher proteins, the higher proteins are good at night because they'll keep your glucose level more stable while you sleep. So more protein and less carbs at night. And that's the big thing, is you figure out, how it works with you. But you keep odd hours, so you could probably balance it out and just graze throughout the day, smaller meals throughout the day, which will help keep it. Roux is flour that you cook in butter and make it turn brown. It is the beginning of a gravy. And the beginning of many dishes in a lot of the Louisiana cooking. It is all-purpose flour and butter. Put the butter in the pan and melt it. Sprinkle your flour over it. And I do mean a light layer. You sprinkle it across the pot. And then you stir it as you go. And then you keep stirring it. And eventually it starts to get color to it. And you keep stirring it. Don't let it stick, because then it'll burn. And you just keep moving it until it gets 1 or 2 shades darker than what you want it to be. I usually like to have it like the color of a piece of dark chocolate as my starting point. That is usually where I start. And then I go from there. I was not planning on this being a listen to Tori talk while she's eating, but this is something I don't want to set aside and come back to later after it got cold. And my etouffee is a Cajun Creole etouffee because it is a combination. It has the roux and it's tomato base. Where if you look it up, some places will make it with it'll be like a brown gravy, brown sauce. Can you buy what? Roux? No, you have to make it yourself. We are not Bayou Biddies. We do not buy instant stuff and call it roux. You can do it, Terry. I know you can. If you do it at the right time of day, I will get online with you in StreamYard and I will talk you through it. Later, Miss D. No, that's one of the gripes I have over someone that lives in Louisiana and claims to cook Cajun cooking, claims to cook Cajun or Creole, and they're using instant gravy mix instead of making a roux. And that's nasty. You can do it. I know you can. This is one of the things I could talk almost anyone through. And seriously, if you have a way to put your phone where you can show inside your pot as you're doing it, I can stand right there and tell you whether or not you need to go on to the next step. And I'm weird. Part of my autism or behavior, I pick the meat out and set it to the side and eat the rice in the sauce first. Then I go back and eat the meat. Okay, Elizabeth, thank you. Because I owe Elizabeth money. I do not think she sent me an email to hound me for money. She might send me an invoice telling me what I owe her. She's not hounding me for money, so don't think that. It's I don't know why it started, but if I don't think about what I'm doing, I separate my food, even if it's not something like this, and I eat around my plate. I'll eat like all the vegetable, all of the other side, and then I'll eat the main course. I definitely do it when I'm really stressed. Not doing it, I actually have to think about what I'm doing and remind myself that normal people don't eat all of one thing on their plate at a time. And other times I just remind myself I'm not normal. This is so good. I wish I could share it with you. I really do. But if you have Robbie's recipe book that was put out, this recipe is in there. And you do adjust the amount of cayenne pepper and Tony Chachere's according to how you need it. How spicy do you need it? Some people can have very, very little spice. And some people like a lot of spice. Yeah, you could get some extra bell pepper, and you can make this and use less liquid in it to make it thicker, and then fill bell peppers with it and cook it a little longer in the oven and make it like a stuffed bell pepper. Terry, I'm going to have to cut the recipe down for you because this recipe feeds my family twice. Or get some freezer bags. Because when you make it, you're going to have food for a few days. I make it a little bit more. I make more than this when I do Gabe's, and Gabe's winds up with quite a bit. No, Tony Chachere's, you can just sprinkle it over a dish. So if you like at Robbie's, when I cook that etouffee at Robbie's, I make it a little spicy, but not as spicy as he would like it. But Zeke can eat it without problems. And then Robbie turns around, grabs the Tony Chachere's, and then loads up more on top of his plate. Yeah, you'll have if you make this recipe as it is right now, you'll probably have food for 2 weeks. So you can freeze it. Without the rice in it, you can freeze it. It keeps for a couple of months. Let me know if you have trouble finding it down there where you are, Marcia, because I can make sure you get some if you want some. You know, normally, I mean, not seriously, I would normally not eat on stream. Sometimes I get my food and I just set it behind me and wait. But tonight, there was no way I was going to wait. I don't need that. That's for your mother.
Hold on. Hold that for me.
Oh, you brought 4 down, didn't you?
Yes, one for you and one
No, I'd already got mine. Topher was bringing me more bread. Four people, so 5 people eating a 25-pound burger in an hour. My family could do it. Not eating anything else. My family could eat 25 pounds of meat in an hour for the right money.
I could do that myself.
No, you can't eat 25 pounds.
Okay, I possibly could eat 25 pounds.
That's like 3 Starlights. Yes, I'm live. Actually, I don't think Starlight, I can't remember. Starlight, it might be more than that.
Starlight is small.
It might be like 4. Starlight, I think, is like 7 pounds. So it's over 4. It's more than 4 Starlights.
I eat more than 4 Starlight.
That includes the bones.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. You know the steaks we normally get?
Which ones? T-bone.
No, the ones that are like this thick, that are almost all meat.
I could eat like 10 of those.
You would have to eat 25 of those.
Yeah, I could eat that.
So, Marcia said, hey, Topher.
Hello. Bread? You can't have my bread.
I don't want your bread.
Good.
I'm finished.
By the way, if your mom wants more rice, you have to make more. There's only a serving left.
Did they pull the, did Ollie pull the rice out of the fridge?
The frick?
There's rice in the fridge.
No, there isn't.
Unless Ollie pulled it out.
Ollie tossed that.
No, there was some from just that Ollie had just made.
Okay,
Anyway,
whatever was in
so people are saying hi to you.
Hello, everyone. The rice that was in the rice cooker, I finished off. Make sure you bring that up tonight.
Whatever. So that was really good. That was so good. And I'm going to work very hard not to go upstairs and get more of it because that was good. Topher is now on his way upstairs because he's going to go eat his. And I did good. I left my work area clean. Your what? You could eat what and your what would get stuck? I don't. Oh, the big burger. Yeah, what you do is you just start very conservative with the spice. When I made the recipe, that was the hardest part. That was one of the hardest parts, is figuring out how much to put in it. But the combination I use with the Tonys and the cayenne, well, if you put enough in it, it will get spicy. Even when it has a little bite, it's more flavorful than what it is hot and spicy. And that's one of the things that a lot of places that are not inside Louisiana that try to do Louisiana cooking, they have a tendency to add stuff to it to make it hot spicy, or spicy hot. And Louisiana cooking, Cajun cooking and Creole cooking, is flavorful spicy. It's not just hot spicy. It's very, very flavorful and rich in those flavors. And that's something I tried to keep in my recipe to make sure that it's drawing on that rich flavor. That is so dark. It's really not as dark as it looks, I don't think. Let me see. Let me throw some extra light on here. This one just looks really dark. I don't think that's the right one. Let me see. Let me see. Wait, no, that's a black scrap. I should have had a green scrap down here from where I worked on the last hat. Let me see. Nice try. Nope, that's a different green. It's also not from my last project. I found this green, but this is not the right green. Not by any stretch of the imagination. This also would not make a good Garrison cap texture-wise. You what? When is that?
July 20th.
Okay, so not right this second.
No, I don't need it right this second.
Okay, remind me.
Alright.
Take my bowl up.
Because no, I'm going up with hands full.
Oh, that's right. You've got 2 dogs to feed.
I'm telling you the same thing I told my mother.
Oh boy. Yeah, I don't like I don't like the stuff that's super hot, burn your lips hot. It's not my kind of spicy. I like the full of flavor. I keep grabbing this piece and it keeps falling out of my hand. This is a lighter green. And that makes me question what I'm working with here. I don't know where my scrap bin got moved. Okay. Give me a moment. Because before I lay pattern to leather, I need to make sure I have the right leather. Which I'm sure you can understand. I just have to make sure I didn't have another green over here that's a better color to use. It might be this one. Now I have multiple greens over here to look at to decide which is the best green to use. A little piece of rainbow left over here. I sold someone one of my hides. Now when I get my money from it, which the money is in the process of being transferred from point A to point B, when the money shows up, I can replace my hide because that was an expensive hide. Can I work with seed beads? I can. I usually don't as much, but I can and have. Oh, this is going to be better for the Garrison. This one is a floppier leather. Which you can't see. Well, I will drop you that. I will drop you an email, Terry, in a little bit with the ingredient list. So while this leather is pretty, I think it's darker. Which it's not showing, but it's also it's a lot stiffer. And for a Garrison cap, this will be very difficult to use. For a Garrison cap, this will be perfect to use. Man, my belly is full. I feel like a little fat puppy. I'm ready to take a nap. I can see now Terry's going to be posting that he's making Cajun food in the Netherlands. The Englishman that lives in the Netherlands making Cajun food. Coached by Tori. It's so soft. I need to figure out if I have another silver, because it is going to have silver piping on it. And I have one silver over here, but it's very it's a thicker silver that I would rather not use. One piece at a time. I'm also going to be doing this from the back side. So I can actually write on it. Come here, Scully. Scully's still hanging out with me. My grandmother had us kids in the kitchen and had us helping her cook at 5 and 6 years old. And it follow my directions. You can do it. It's basically how my grandmother would tell you. And I tried to put those words in the recipe when I wrote it, on thinking back to how she explained it to me. Because I didn't learn from a recipe. I learned from my grandmother's mouth on how to do it. And converting things like cross the pot twice to an actual measurement was interesting. It was very interesting converting her words to actual measurements. You know, put it this much in your hand. That's the right amount. And so you have a visual of how much that is. And to show you what I'm talking about, I just know what's in these tins, so I can do this. My grandmother would come up and she'd go, "That's how much you need. Put that much in it." That's how she measured. It's right there in the cup of your hand. That's how much you need. So I had to pour it in my hand and then pour it into a measuring spoon to figure out how much that much is. But you have measuring cups now, don't you? Didn't you get measuring cups? Well, she would also say cross the pot. And what cross the pot meant was you would take your shaker. And you would open it to the sprinkle section, and you would just shake it back and forth over the pot. Terry, that might be why you're having trouble with some of the recipes when you have recipes that call for cups and stuff like that instead of liters and grams and stuff. That might be what the problem is. Do you want me to send you a set of measuring cups and measuring spoons that we use in the US? So when you get recipes, like if I send you a recipe, you would have the measuring cups and measuring spoons to use? Because I will grab a set and send it to you. They don't weigh much. Because any recipe I send you, it's going to be cups, teaspoons, tablespoons. Because that's what I have. And while it would be nice to be able to give my recipes both ways, it's not going to happen. Okay, I was just going to send you some free measuring cups. You have the measuring spoons, so you have the tablespoons and teaspoons. But the measuring cups, they nest inside of each other. You get like a 1 cup, a 3/4 cup, a 1/2 cup, and a 1/4 cup. Let me see. A full cup, 3/4 cup, 1/2 cup, and a 1/4 cup are the minimum. So, yeah. Oh, a cheesecake would be so good. I need to see if I can make a copy of this because I just realized I have one. I need 2. Because there's a left side, there's a right side. So, yeah. Oh, I have an idea. Gosh, I'm so smart. Anyway. I just got a bright idea in my head. But that's not here nor there. That's something later when I'm putting this together. Man, Jennifer, dadgummit, I don't have any cheesecake here. Gal, killing me here. Man, I'm going to send Terry, if Terry knows how to do that conversion to the grams and liter stuff, I'm going to start sending Terry a load of recipes to convert for me. I have a lot of recipes I would like to be able to do both ways. I think it would be cool to have it have a recipe book where all the recipes are listed in both units of measure. but it's one of those things with my ADHD brain that it's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it. If someone else would want to volunteer to do it, awesome. But Tori is not doing it. But we do need to get back on our cookbook. I started out with the cookbook stuff and then never went anywhere with it. And that's bad. Because I really wanted to fix this cookbook up. So I'm going to have to start hounding people for recipes. So if you did not submit recipes, or you have recipes that you did not submit last time for the cookbook for Robbie's, start getting them together, because I want to put together a cookbook. I have some conversion charts and stuff like that I've been working on. I need to work on them a little bit more, though. I'm going to have to punch the holes in this one and cut it out so I can do the next one, because I only have one of this pattern. Yeah. I'm going to have to find a better way to print the pattern. I think I'm going to cut it to pieces. Take the PDF file and cut it up. Now I'm going to have holes all in my table. And you may not be able to see them, but I can see where I punched the holes earlier. And that's what matters. And I did rub a candle, just a basic, inexpensive paraffin tea light candle over this. And the reason for that is it makes this stuff easily fall out of my hole punch. So it stops my hole punch from clogging up, because it puts a very thin coat of paraffin inside of these tubes. It does put it on the outside of them too, but I can just wipe that off. Some poutine. Add to my collection of dust here. Leather poop. I need to start doing this and then pouring some resin and putting this in it while I'm sewing and let something dry like a key fob, and make people key fobs with the leather scraps from here. Because I think that'd be funny. So yeah, that's my, you can see I usually just pull the wick out of it and rub it on so the candle gets odd shaped. But it serves its purpose. It absolutely makes it where this stuff comes right out. After I printed the pattern to the exact size I needed, I remembered I actually need it to be a tidbit lot bigger than that because I have thickness of leather I have to account for. And those seams so I went back and added just a little bit to where I'm sewing it. Do not hit the camera. For some reason I think my camera is sitting lower than normal. I need to adjust that. Because it's supposed to be set high enough that I'm not in fear of hitting it. Perfect. I need to quit hitting on that like that. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. I've been known to send people keychains. So you need to tell me what you need to send me something that tells me your favorite colors. Some people don't have to tell me their favorite colors because like Jennifer Mason, favorite colors. Yes. Because it's rainbow. Jennifer is non-discriminatory, loves all the colors. Kind of like she loves her peoples, all of them. Got holes all the way through it. Got one here. Let me see, is that actually punched through? Yeah, just hit something in the hole. So you can see all the holes in it. So I will cut this out. I'm going to try to find some. You can see where I punched the holes. And this is just layers, a couple of layers of tape on top of this table. And I do that so I can keep a clean work surface with each project I start on. Yeah, okay, Jennifer, whatever. I know you hate the rainbow, right? you would never be considered the rainbow or bright queen. Elizabeth is pink. I have some pink. I have some pink leather right here. Oh my gosh, look at this. I got it for a project for someone. Did the project and had pink left over. And this is a bright, beautiful pink. Is that the kind of pink you like?
Because it keeps disconnecting.
That's you. I'm on stream and I'm not having problems. Well, you know, the Rainbow Connection, it's what some of these kids grew up on. I grew up on the Electric Company, Zoom, Sesame Street, because I'm an old one. Might have to see if I can pull that off. That's a decent piece there. I could still use that for something. Nice. This stuff is cutting so nice. The knife is going through it like butter. Haha. That's side number one. Goes one side of the head. That still looks really dark. Let me see something. For some reason, it just looks super dark to me. Wait a minute. Go in here. Go in here. Scroll me back. It is. This is darker. This is not the hide I'm looking for. I need to stop because that is the green I'm looking for. That green. This green is much, much darker. I will set this aside. Actually, I'll go ahead and cut out the pieces because I'll make the, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Because this is not the right hide. I might have to get my Topher down here. He's really good at finding what I'm looking for. Do not mess up my pattern. That's not going to come off of there. Fine, I'll cheat it. I'm actually cutting, but I'm not cutting the leather. I'm just cutting it enough to cut the tape. That's better than ripping my pattern. Yes, I'm looking for the hunter green. And I thought it was just my eyeball peepers, and then I decided to look on my phone. Hunter green with silver piping. So there. I shall set this aside for something else. I need to get out my other flashlight. That's what I need to do. My flashlight is in a box. Hurt my hand. I'm definitely going to have to order one of these lights, another one of these lights from Robbie. Ooh, that'll work. I need to see what that was because that said denial of service. Is someone trying to go somewhere they're not supposed to on my internet? There, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed the issue. Oh my God, my router is blocking people all of a sudden. And I purposefully named our computers and all that because I thought that would make it easier. Yes, Jennifer can spell. I have seen her type like a champ. It is not over there. I'm thinking I put it somewhere, and I don't remember where I put it. And so now I'm on the mission to find the hide. I see a piece of it out here. That's not the whole hide. That's a scrap. And we don't want scraps. We want a hide. I'm definitely going to have to get Topher in here in a minute if I can't find it. Got a beautiful blue over here. Okay. Then I am going to not work on that right this second if I can't find the hide easily. Because I'm not going to stand over here digging through leather for hours on end. When I know I just had this dead blasted hide. And I'm almost positive that I told Topher to put it somewhere for me so I wouldn't lose it. So my pattern is going to work, and it's going to work beautifully. So that's there. Do a time check. It's almost 8 o'clock. Going to blow out, trying to get some sleep. Good night, Jennifer. Drink a hot tea first. Ooh, hot tea. Then I can task my grandson with finding my hide. I'm going to talk to my phone for a second. I'm going to share this picture to my family and say, Topher, do you remember where we put this color hide? I need it for the hat I'm making. Also, would a child make me some Alice tea? It is in the same kind of tin as the Mad Hatter tea, but it's Alice in Wonderland. So there. We have a group chat. And so I message the group chat and everybody gets it. And I cannot remember what my tea is. The yep, Alice in Wonderland tea. But I am going to work on this. Oh, someone must have tied these in a knot. Who would do such a thing? Waiting for my tracing paper to come in so that I can work on Marsha's thing. I just ordered some papers. Let me check the status of those. Besides, not yet shipped. I wish the white masking tape would come out in thicker pieces. Oh, this one's 2 inches wide. 3 cents a foot. Let me put in here that I want it 2 inches. 2-inch. So 3 cents a foot, 3. I think it's all 3 cents a foot and up. And I don't need anything that's super strong hold. Oh, this one is 2 cents a foot. Cheap is fine. And so I'm looking at what is at 2 inches wide. What is the cheapest per foot I can get it? And it looks like 2 cents a foot is the cheapest I'm finding it. Let me see what this is. This is 2 inches wide. But I wind up with $24.99 divided by, it's 5 cents a foot. That's not better. I did find that the software on the router upstairs was blocking something on your router. It was blocking your router.
It was knocking my router out completely.
I told it to stop doing that.
Okay, yeah, because I was watching Practical Magic, and it
was seeing, it did it to Jeff's as well. It was seeing multiple things trying to go through, and so it dropped it. And I got a text message saying that vulnerability report has blocked, and it tells me, yes, and it tells me what it is. And so I told it not to block you anymore.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Yeah, it was kind of.
And I had to tell it not to block Jeff's computer either.
I was just trying to watch Practical Magic.
Well, there you go. But the tape I'm using on here is the tape I use to tape my patterns down. And I would rather not be using that. So I'm trying to find, I found a cheap one. Oh, but that's like not delivering. That comes out of like somewhere not near me. It's going to take it like 3 weeks to get here. Yeah, no. So, yeah, I can get it for a penny a foot, but it'll take it 3 weeks to get here, which means it may or may not be what I actually ordered. Because that's the nature of how things are. $2 a foot. I am not looking at this chat right now. I will be looking at it shortly. Ooh, Ollie is screaming. Screaming up a storm. Your dog got in the trash. She's feisty like that sometimes. If you throw stuff away, we're trying to break her of it, but she's an old soul, and she just forgets that she's not a puppy anymore, and she tries to do those crazy things puppies do, like get in the trash. She also tries to run up and down the stairs, and she's old. She can't be running up and down them stairs. She's almost, well, in puppy year, I think she's 8. I think she's 8. And so it's like, nah, girl, you need to stop that. $168. 3 cents a square foot. I think I found the one I'm going to get. It's 2 cents a square, 2 cents a foot. It's not a square foot. It's 2 cents a foot. So it's cheap, low residue tape, which will be great for putting on this table. It'll serve its purpose. Because I don't think they make it in 3-inch tape. Because that would be the only thing better. The 3-inch tape is not cheaper. Some of it's actually more expensive. So, I mean, technically, if it's 3 cents a foot, that means it's a foot per inch of width. So, but some of them are actually like 13 cents a foot, and that's just not worth it. Just not worth it. I'll go 1 inch a foot in width. And most of it, I put in that I wanted 3, and it's still coming up as 2-inch tape. Very little of it's coming up as 3-inch tape. So I'll just stick with what I got. And the stuff I need will be delivered tomorrow. She got into the trash bad.
One got into the trash, and then old man did his thing. So both of them were sitting there looking guilty when I asked about the trash. And then both of them, so I was like, that's weird. He doesn't ever get into the trash. And then I turned around and I saw it, and I was like, that's why you both look guilty. No. By the bathroom door. So that's why they both were sitting there going,
She's going to know. She's going to know I did it.
Yeah.
Oh, these things are expensive. I don't know. Maybe I'll put some things on my wish list and eventually get it. So yeah, here I am again. These are actually boots, and it's going to be a purse. Not something I would wear. You know, that's a heel there. That is from the back. That is a 5-inch heel. So yeah, that's a 5-inch lift. Do you remember where we put the hide when I cut out the other hat? And I said, I'm going to need this again. I'm going to need this for the Garrison cap.
Oh, you don't actually have it.
No, I don't. No, because I delivered the hat.
A small strip.
No. What I have is a picture of it. It's this one.
This one?
I can't see you. It's this one. And this is it's a smooth, finished leather on one side.
I just got stabbed by something.
Yeah, I know. That's why you shouldn't be back here when I'm sitting here, because you can't move stuff. And yeah, don't mess up my boot.
This weekend.
I know. But for some reason I was thinking that we didn't put it there, that we moved it like over here somewhere, so that it wouldn't get buried. But what I'm going to do is I'm turning this into a purse.
No, it is over here. Okay.
And I've got some beads and stuff I'm going to use with it that are various colors and pinks and some silvers. Take the laces out. Move the cutter out of the way. He's looking for my green hide that I need to make the Garrison
It's
cap.
not there anymore.
Where is it?
We moved all the leather from here over there.
It's a specific green hide that I swore that we did not put away.
Yeah, we moved all the leather off of here. Because we went through every piece of leather to see what was up there.
So I will put these over here. Because you know the fancy hat I made? That was green leather with the... I'm looking for that green hide.
Yeah, I don't know where you put it, but we took all the leather off of here and put it away.
So I'm going to pull...
Is that it? That's not it.
No, it is not.
It's a dark green and it's finished on one side.
Smooth, like it looks like it'd be polished. Oh, I just spilled tea on my leg.
I thought that was hot.
What, the tea? Yeah, it is. I have hot tea dripped on my leg. Oh, I lost sound.
That's not good.
It's not up there. Put them all the way.
Can you hear me now? Do I have sound again? Testing 1, 2, 3. Do I have sound? Can you hear me now? Yes. Okay. Wonderful. And Topher found the hide I was looking for. This is going to be my project I work on in between projects. So I'm going to show you what it is. Basically, I'm taking shoes, boots, and making them into, oh, money. No, I'm not making them into money. Well, yes, I am going to make them into money, but I forgot that I had money in that. Topher, Lily took Topher to the store for me to get what we needed to make the etouffee. We needed some celery. And while some people will tell you the celery is not important, the celery is part of the Holy Trinity and one must have it. If you're making authentic Louisiana cooking. And I do make it the way my ancestors made it. So that means the Holy Trinity of cooking is there. So I'm pulling a bunch of these out. Having as many of these as I have right now means I can pin up multiple projects at one time. Close this container so they don't get spilled out. Put the dollars in my pocket. But I needed celery. So I sent Topher to the store. His mom took him and let him go in by himself. So what I am going to accomplish is, oh, this is going to be harder than I thought. I am insane. I'm going to make holes, make it work. And I'm going to stitch the tongue to the boot. Along these stitch lines, which is going to be tedious work that I probably will not do online, but I will show it off. As in, I will show my progress. Because figuring this out is going to be a bear. I guess if I unzipped it, it'd be easier to work with. But I'm going to stitch the tongue on here. And when I do that, I'll be closing it in and making it where it can hold things for me. And because these are zippered boots, I just have to put a top on it. I don't have to worry about putting a zipper in it. I can just cut a piece of leather to go right on top, which will probably wind up being a black leather. Dadgum, that's hard to get through there. These are some secondhand store finds. But I know what people are buying. And so I know what I can make from this. And this is one way for me to make some money. Mama has bills to pay. So finding quick ways to make cash to get some bills paid works for me. Because for a cool shoe purse, people will pay money because they're weird like that. It'd be a really huge seller if I could find someone that actually had these boots and was wearing these boots and sell them one of the purses. These, I might wind up putting some up on Etsy. Hope that is in the wrong spot. No wonder it wasn't lining up right. I was thinking, dadgum, that's going to be weird. But what I need to do is lay it back here. I'm just going to pin this front piece and show you what I'm talking about. And then I will go back to my regularly scheduled work. And I found these and I lucked out. These were brand new, never worn. You know how when you get shoes and they have the paper in the toes? These still had the original paper in the toes and were still laced and tied the way a factory lace is. So they had absolutely no wear on them. These had never been worn. They may have been tried on and walked on in a store, but they absolutely were not worn out. And I, for one, cannot wear this kind of heel anymore. Once upon a time, I could run in 3 to 4 inch heels, and did. Your basic spiked heeled pumps. The girl could run in them. Nowadays, I can't stand in them without pain. Just standing in the heels gives me pain. Some days seeing other people standing in the heels give me pain. So I know you all have wonderful imaginations. So play along with me, the imagination game. So I'm going to sew it, and then I'm going to put the laces back in it, but it'll be fixed where this won't open any further than what it is. Yes, you'll still be able to get in here. You know, you'll still have that little bit because got to have that opening to get it in there and lace it. I'm going to, up here, I'm going to put a piece of leather, and I'm going to stitch it along this same stitch line that's already here over the top. On the sides, I'm going to put holes, and I'm going to set some grommets in it, bigger than these. And I'm going to set some decorations over the grommets. The holes will go through it. I'm not sure about this one, but but the holes will go through it. And so I can set my chain inside. There'll be one there and one here on each side. And that's for the straps. Some of this other stuff will get used to make a decoration that'll hang off the front of it. But it'll have the 2 straps and it'll have the top. And then to get in it, you will have this here because of it's a zippered boot. So you'll automatically have a way in and out of it. It'll be a side zip purse. And it is a sizable purse. Let me see. It stands 10 inches tall. And in the back, 5 inches of that is heel. But you still have a sizable amount down here to put stuff. You figure, let me see something. I don't think my 1 liter bottle will fit in here all the way. Not quite. However, this is 32 ounces, I think. Oh, it's not going to go around that curve of the foot. But you can still put some sizable stuff in here.
Because it just knocked me out again. Where I can't send messages or anything. I can't even load Twitter by itself. And I've restarted my PC and everything.
My router is being a pain in the butt.
Is it blocking me again?
You are not in the block list.
Yeah, I don't get it because it shows that I'm connected on my computer, but it's not. It won't load.
Have you restarted your...
Yep, I restarted both my router and my PC.
I'm not seeing anything in here. Let me see if I can find Lily's router. Lily! It's trying to block a phishing attack coming from cauliflowertoaster.com.
Huh?
On your router, you're getting attacked by cauliflower
I don't even know
fish
what that is.
toaster.com. I don't
I'm
know.
on Discord and Twitter.
I don't know. I don't know.
Cauliflower what?
Cauliflower toaster?
It just started this evening.
In tubeplus.link. That's on Jeff's.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, someone's is doing some major attacking today.
Yeah, I don't have anything for my computer. It just keeps bumping me offline.
I don't know. I'm trying to find where it is blocking devices.
Can you just walk those links?
Well, that's what it's supposed to be doing, but it's not supposed to be turning off everything else. Interesting enough. And there's nothing blocked on here. Yeah, it's interesting. So that's going to be an interesting shoe purse.
Should I just change my password on my router?
You can try. Oh, wait, I don't know if I'm connected to yours or not. Hold on. Because if you do that, then I will lose internet if you're... No, I'm on Evil Empire. Okay. We call our internet the Evil Empire. We call our house the Evil Empire. So, but... It's an old gamer name. It goes back to Jeff's gamer name, Evil Jeff. So yeah. And I've got two, obviously I've got a left shoe and a right shoe, so I got a pair of these. Yeah, she said she did reboot the router. And what it is she has a router down here and it piggybacks on my router upstairs. And my grandchild, being the sweet young man that he is, has gone and found exactly what the Mimi was looking for. Now, I knew the other leather was too dark. See the difference in the color? I knew this was too dark. Now, I'm all set. I got about an hour to work. So I will start with this one because I have this little, oh wait, that might be big enough for one of these. Oh, it is so much bigger than I thought. Now the big question is, can I swing both of them on this piece? And the answer is no. But what I can swing is a keychain or something on here. Yeah, Topher's a good kid. He is. So I'm just going to cut me a couple of pieces to work with to start with and get the rest of the hide put away. And what's really cool about this is this hide was bought for a very specific project. It was bought for the flat cap I made, similar to the one I made Scott. And it was a Christmas present that I made. And so that project paid for this. And this is going to be the third project I've made out of this hide. So it was bought for one project, and it is now making its third project. Which in all actuality, I really thought the hat I just finished, I thought she was going to ask for it in green because she wears a lot of green. And when she said no, black with rainbow, I was like, well, okay then. And what's cool is if someone sees this and really likes it, this is a color I can get. It's a standard stock color for one of the places I get leather. Which makes it even better because I can get that leather at any time. I think I'm gonna change my blade. That will fit on there.
It's telling me I'm not even permitted to log in my router. Like it won't let me go to the website. It's saying it's dangerous.
That's your router then.
No, that. I'll try to just direct connect it from your router and see what happens.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, 'cause you got a hot line there, so. This is a fun one because this is a long piece. Okay. I think I can make it down this length. Sweet, I can. This getting this baby to fold the way I want it to is another story. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of my pens out. These pens are for writing on fabric and stuff like that. That is specifically what these are for. So they're for writing on fabric and leather, and I can wash away the markings when I'm done. This way, I can write on here. My router is blocking you? Okay.
Your router is having issues.
Okay.
Your router is the one saying, nope, can't go to this website. It's dangerous.
Which website is it?
The router login for Netgear.
Oh, but I have a Netgear router.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So your router needs to be reset.
Okay, my router can be reset after I log off. It's not going to be that much longer.
How much longer? Because I have work to do.
Lisa comes on at 9:45, so I have to be off before then.
What time is it now? It's only 8 o'clock.
It's 8:30, so it's coming up on time for me to.
Yeah, because I have to work and I can't do any of my work.
But can you direct connect your computer to the things?
Nope. Your router is blocking me and not letting me have internet access direct linked. It's showing I'm connected.
So if you unplug the router
Mhm.
and plug your computer straight into the router,
Mm-hmm. Which is what I'm doing now. Your router.
you can't go to google.com.
No, your router is blocking me from having internet access. It shows that I'm connected to the internet, but I can't access.
I'm wondering if it's a cable issue.
No, it's literally saying this is dangerous. You can't go. It's not the cable. It's your router is blocking, saying this website is dangerous.
So you've tried going to google.com.
Yes, I can't go to any of my websites.
That's something else going on.
It's your router. There's something going on.
Okay, well, let me finish what I'm doing. I hope my router's not dying. I seem to go through routers quite a bit. Topher can be a pain in the butt, my grandson. He can be a pain in the butt sometimes. But at the same time, I can ask him to do something for me and he'll rah, 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 and then turn around and be right on it, get it done, and just be really helpful. I have all these pieces of rainbow thread that I cut for that project and cut around to make my lines, the colors match on my line. So now I have all these scraps of rainbow thread. So I'm going to use some of it to wrap around this hide to stop it from unraveling. Because when you roll up a hide, it doesn't stay rolled up. It's like, nah, that's okay. I don't want to stay rolled up today. I'll just unroll and fall all over the place and let you fight. Trying to do anything with it. And then you wind up with pieces all over the place, and the whole hide is unraveled all over the place. So I tie my hides up to avoid that, and they fit and they stay up on the shelf. So I just, tie them up, tie a little bow on them with some thread. It keeps them in a round piece, and then it'll get put on the shelf, and it will be fine. And I've got my tea. Let me taste this tea. Well, that's a pretty good tea. Alice in Wonderland is some pretty good tea as well. Yeah, and it's the nature of the beast of piggybacking routers. Because she's downstairs, trying to use I use the wireless from upstairs, and without issue. So I'm not wired to anything. I am literally wireless, connecting to the wireless upstairs without an issue. But she'll have issues with it. And I don't understand that. And then I think I'm missing a piece. I'm missing one of these. Because I have a 1, a 2, a 3. There's 4. I'm missing one. I'm missing like 2. 2-prong. There it is. I put these up because these are not cheap. I custom order these. And they custom make them with whatever size around the hole I want and the distance between them. And I'm sure they have some templates, but it's like I custom order them, and once I order it, they make it. And I would rather not have to replace them. The place I get them from the guy is good. They're out of the country, but I took a chance in getting them. They don't have a website. It's kind of a word of mouth thing. And someone was posting about them, about how they got them, and they loved them, and they were so good. And I asked him, what's the website? And it's like, dude, don't have a website. You just message him here. And they gave me his information, and I messaged him. And yeah. So I don't want to lose those, but yeah. Having the internet, one router piggybacked off the other router is the issue. And there's something else going on. I don't know if her computer has accessed something it should not have. Because I can't believe she can't even go to google.com on her computer. If that's the case, then it's more than the router. It is the connection point, which means it could be the cable that's running outside the window, down the outside wall into her window, that may be corrupt and is sending a bad signal. And if that's the case, she'll just have to wait until we can get one. So that's gonna work. I have a roll of tape. Everything's just like chaos today. I have a whole roll of tape. Well, there it is. And I use smaller pieces when I do this, just because it's easier to line things up as I go. And I will start from this end because I'll have less up and down space on this side. So I have less give on this side than I do the other. Yeah, our setup isn't the atypical setup. The ideal situation would be for her to have a different internet connection down here than what we have upstairs. But adding a second connection costs money. And she's in school. So money is not plentiful. And I really just can't afford to put in a second internet connection. We have Spectrum. And they had a cow last time we tried to put in a second internet connection. We had it at one time, and she canceled it because of when she got injured and could no longer work. What money she had coming in, she had to be very conservative with it and spend it on the absolute necessities. And the internet is not an absolute necessity for her. It is for me. It is 100% an absolute necessity as a condition of my employment with my company. I have to provide a good, stable internet, which I do. And that's what's funny is when people run down here and I'm sitting here actively streaming on a Wi-Fi connection. And they're telling me that your internet's messed up. You need to reset your internet. And I'm like, nope. I'm sitting here streaming on a wireless connection. I'm fine. But it's like she told me my internet was going out. And I'm like, no, it's not. I'm using it. So I'm going to go ahead and just take these last few these pieces down. Yes. I am going to mark these holes so I can see them. And they don't have to be precise because the cutter, my hole cutter will fall into place. I just need to get a general idea of where my line is. Because I will do these exactly how I did the holes originally, is I will start from the center line, which is here. That's where I will start. And then I will punch my holes out from there because that came up to the exact number I needed when I did it that way. So I want to try to keep it somewhat the same. So that I can ensure that this hat's going to have the same number of stitches in this top piece and in the body, because not having the same number of stitches would mean that it wouldn't fit correctly. It's kind of like trying to make a balanced necklace and not putting the same number of beads on the left side and the right side. You don't do that. It has to be the same. Must be the same. This is going to be my top, my roof. I do want to tape it on the back side though. I didn't do the other one. The other one had plenty of extra space in it. It has more play than what these pieces do. These pieces don't have the play in them that the other one does, so I need to be a little more careful. So I have to put this on the back side. Most people don't realize the thickness of the leather and how much it can affect your pattern if you cut your pieces out on the outside versus the inside. When you add up this thickness over the course of all the pieces and parts, it takes away from the overall measurement. And when you're looking at something such as a hat, taking a ½ inch or a quarter inch, even an eighth of an inch out of a hat is the difference between it fits and it's tight. It doesn't fit. So making sure that I do it on the inside means that the inside measurement is going to better match the pattern. So it'll be a closer fit to what I actually need than if I put the pattern on the outside. And when you're laying it flat, an inch is an inch is an inch is an inch. So it seems. But trust me, it makes a difference. It doesn't make sense when you're looking at it when it's flat like this. It doesn't make sense that whether or not you put the pattern on the inside or the outside would matter. But when you take this, and I'll show you where it makes a difference. Let me finish putting these pieces, little tape on these ends. But when you take this and you turn it into a circle, well, actually that's not going to work. If you take this and you turn it into a circle, because of the thickness, the outside of the circle is bigger than the inside of the circle. So if I put my pattern on the outside and it's 10 inches, this outside is going to be 10 inches. The inside is not. But if I put that 10-inch strip on the inside and put it together, that pattern piece is 10 inches. The inside's going to be 10 inches. The outside will measure a little bit bigger than that. It is the nature of how it works. It has to do with, I mean, it's not that thick. So in just making a circle, it wouldn't make that big of a difference. But when you're making a circle and you're adding in other things, other pieces to it, it starts adding up. And those little pieces, how thick is this? Let me see. It's smaller than an eighth. It's probably a 16th. So that 16th of an inch added up over several pieces starts taking away. One of the first hats I made, I measured everything on the outside. The hat was for me. It did not fit. I took the pattern apart. I took the pattern and remeasured the pattern. And the hat should have had about an eighth of an inch extra in it. It should have fit with a little bit extra space so that I didn't have to worry about it being tight on my head. And I saw someone post, well, put your pattern on the inside. And I'm thinking, surely that won't work. They said, you don't think about it. It makes a difference. Put your pattern on the inside. So I was like, well, they've been doing it longer than me, so sure, I'll do it. I'm game. And I did. And the hat fit. Perfect. So I was like, well, then it does matter. Absolutely does matter. I have now taped myself down. So it did matter. I didn't think it would. And then I found out it absolutely did matter, which I found rather weird. I'll say it. I found it rather weird. But then when I did a strip and played that 10-inch circle thing, I cut a piece of paper 10 inches long, and I did stitch the leather together and measured it in millimeters. I use millimeters and centimeters because they are more precise. And went, well, holy crap. It does make a difference. And the bigger the piece, the more difference it makes. Purses, does it really matter if your purse is 11 and 15/16 of an inch or 12 inches? Or, 11 and 7/8 of an inch by 11 and 7/8. Does that matter over 12 inches by 12 inches? Does that eighth of an inch really matter in a purse? Probably not. But in a hat on your head, it absolutely matters. Taking that inch out absolutely matters. So there you go. Lesson of the day. Where the sizing actually does matter, put your pattern pieces on the inside. It would be the same thing if you were using an extremely thick fabric. Fabric is usually not the kind of thickness that this stuff is, but it also, how thick it is also affects how much thread you use when sewing it. There's some little nuances that you learn as you go. And I have learned as I did not know all this from day one. Trust me. I'm not like some super genius that automatically knows all, because I've been doing this for a while and I still don't know all. Ever learning. Never be so arrogant as to think that I will ever know everything there is to know. Because until you do know stuff, you don't realize how much you don't know. But I am also one of the people where if someone asks me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm not afraid to say I don't know the answer. But I'm willing to follow up with, but I can help you find it. I don't have the answer to that, but I'm willing to help you find the answer. Because by doing that, I'm learning something, gaining more knowledge, and I am a firm believer in knowledge is power. So, by being willing to help someone else find the answers they're looking for, I'm becoming more knowledgeable. Thus, in my eyes, more powerful. And just fold those under there, get them out of the way. I will hole punch this one shortly. What time is it? It is 9 o'clock. I think I've been on here 3.5 hours. So I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. And I will probably do some hole punching tonight. I'll go ahead and hole punch and cut these out and get them ready to stitch tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Saturday. I don't stream on Friday. I will start stitching these on Saturday. And pretty sure that we can get a hat done over the weekend, or nearly done. So at 9:45, you will be able to find us over at Two Leaves in a Pod. They come on Tuesdays and Thursdays between 9:30 and 10. Tuesdays is usually chit chat, news, gossip, whatever, sometimes games. Thursdays is also some chit chat, gossip, news, and selling of pretties, crystals, gems, rocks, jewelry, resin. The girls do some, Kendra and Lisa do amazing work with the stuff. They do some amazing work at their of the things they acquire for us to purchase. And they also do amazing work with the things they make it on their by hand, be it resin or jewelry. On Friday nights, you can catch us over at 7:30 at Get Swamp. And Robbie he posts videos throughout the week with life on the farm, having an animal sanctuary, goes into some educational stuff on them as well. And on Saturdays, he goes through and tells us, what they did during the week, what they're going to be doing next week, any new animal acquisitions they might have coming up, new structures going up, progress on structures that are going up. They will open their mail and they will answer questions that Kim pulled. Mimi's mom, Kim Olstein, I think is the name. But he'll answer those questions, and then they go into their sales where they sell rocks, crystals, gems from, I've seen some as low as like $6-7 up to very high end stuff that's hundreds of dollars. I mean, he actually had one on there that was over $1,000. He knew that the likelihood of it selling was slim to none. But to be there in the same room with it and look at it, I just wanted to scream because I knew I couldn't have it. But we go over there and see them. When the schedule permits, Stacy Northern Aurora Treasures goes live and sells some things. 3D printed stuff is one of the things she sells. But she also sells some rock crystals, gems, jewelry. Sometimes she gets the oysters and is able to do the oysters. And Flutter Yo goes live with her. And to get an idea, this is my unicorn dragon in the purple and black stuff. And this is not a small fella. He's long. He's a nice long fella. So they sell stuff like this. So you've got these 3D printed beauties. I've got to take this one upstairs for my husband. This one is his Phoenix. I had gotten him a winged dragon not long ago, and now I've got him the phoenix. All these feathers move, and he comes with a cool stand. So this is the kind of stuff you can find over at Stacy's. In addition to rocks, crystals, gems, she has some mystery bags you can get, and I will tell you, I've bought a couple of mystery bags from her already, and you get more than you pay for. The value of the bag exceeds what you paid. And another one that goes live, and I know do you go live every Wednesday, Elizabeth? You got Elizabeth's Handmade Jewelry. She goes live and sells stuff, and her name says it, she has some stuff that's handmade jewelry. And she goes Wednesday at 8:30. And I think it's the last Wednesday of the month she does a sale or something like that. Which day is the sale? Yes, the last Wednesday of the month is when she does a sale. So that was last night. It's worth going to watch her. She's very kind. She has some very nice people in her chat as well. If you do a lot of stuff with costume jewelry, you can get a lot of pieces from her that would work in a lot of instances. And, it's like I'm getting a few things and I'm going to take them apart because she has some that have wooden beads that I think would work well on a leather project. So I'm actually going to go back and rewatch her video and see if there's anything I want to add to what I've already purchased. Just to make it, make that sale worth her while, make it worth mine, kind of thing. Let us both get our value out of it, of the sale. He's sticking his head up in the air like you just don't care. So yeah. Oh, he's done. But he's kind of cool. I'm gonna have to find a way that I can I'm gonna have to make him a harness because I can wear him. I'm gonna have to make him a leather harness to strap him on, and I could wear him as a bracelet up my arm. Or actually, he's long enough I could wear him around my neck. Yeah, I could wear him as a choker around my neck. Have him looking over my shoulder. I just need to make him a little harness so that he can't easily be picked off and stolen, because that would irritate me. I also got this cute little llama. And she gave me a cute little turtle. And a little bobblehead turtle. He's so cute. So yeah. And you do, oh, that's right, you do resin as well. She had some keychains on there last night that I saw. So yeah. And I'm a firm believer in supporting your own and support your supporters, if that makes sense. So I definitely try to support the same people who are supporting me. Sometimes they come in and they may not say anything. They may just be watching, have my video running while they're doing other things. Sometimes they will chat. Elizabeth comes into mine, even on Wednesdays when she's going live herself. She'll come in on mine and stay until it's time for her to go on. I need to be a little bit more aware of this and start making sure that I'm coming on at 5:30 on Wednesdays And that way I can log off by 8 o'clock and give that 30-minute break between my stream and her stream. Or even if I don't get on until 6 o'clock, making sure I just do a 2-hour stream and to be supportive of her, because she is very supportive of me. And that's the only way I know how to do it, is you support those who support you. Excuse me, I'm still congested. It is breaking up like crazy. So I am going to call it a night. If you have not done so, please click the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and hit the bell notification. And come back and see me. Saturday, I will be sewing on the Garrison cap. It is going to be a unique piece, but all of my pieces are. I believe in doing true bespoke goods, being that they are unique to the individual and they're one of a kind. Unlike some stores that sell what they call bespoke goods, but you and 5,000 other people have exactly the same thing. Mine's not like that. I do not mass produce anything. I make them one off. And even if I tried to duplicate something, there will be differences in it. So I will bid you all farewell. Good night, Elizabeth. I will see you over at Two Lees in a Pod at 9:45-ish. So shortly. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening. If you don't join us over there, or if you're watching this later, I hope you had a good evening. And I will see you all later. See you Friday night on Get Swamped, and Saturday here. I will probably do an afternoon stream on Saturday. But I will see you then. Bye for now.